welcome back to another week of Techy Tuesday. Today we're going to start a brand new series where we are going to talk about AI content writers or large language model programs. Examples of these are going to be ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, but there are several others that you can utilize as well. So we're going to cover a couple of the most popular ones. Today we're going to start with arguably the most popular, which is ChatGPT. To arrive there, just go to chatgpt.com, and then you are actually going to see a screen where you can start immediately using ChatGPT. You do not have to create an account. However, for the purpose of today's videos and the purpose of effectively using this at its highest level, I would say go ahead and create an account. You can create an account completely for free without having to pay anything at all, and then you can upgrade your account from there if you decide that you need to do so. For now, at the beginner stages, there is no reason to upgrade to the paid account. You can simply stick with the free until you decide or you are using it enough that you need to use some of the upgraded features. So once you are logged in, your screen's going to look like mine, and we're going to talk about actually setting this up for success and how to use it. So over on the left, we've got our menu bar over here. You can always close it by clicking that little button if you want it out of the way. This will get you back to the main home screen of ChatGPT if you have gone into other stuff. Now right here where it says ChatGPT, you can see there's ChatGPT for Business, which is going to be even more advanced if you decide that you like the free version. Over here we can hit New Chat, and that is going to start a completely new chat. Down here at the bottom, you're going to start to log as you make chats. They're going to save in here. So you can see all of the different projects I was working on. I like to separate my chats by projects. So this one was specifically to find an open house marketing strategy. This one was to help me with descriptions for the studio guide. This one was to create a welcome message. So I keep all of mine separate, so if I need to go back and look at it, it's really easy for me to do so. Now when I'm up here, I can search my chats. So if I am looking for something specific, say that open house one, then I can search my chats and try to see if I can find it. It'll also date them by month here, which is super helpful if you remember around the time you had been looking for it. Under library, this is going to be all of the images or the visual content that ChatGPT has created for you. For example, we plugged in a business plan and then asked us to turn that business plan into a visual pricing sheet, which is what we got with that image there. Now, anytime I need to access that image, I can simply come in here and I am able to download it from the library. Now, Atlas, that is actually going to be an extension essentially that will allow you to use ChatGPT pretty much whenever you are doing anything. So we're not going to get into Atlas today. Under projects, this is kind of like starting a new chat, but I can say that I am using this chat specifically for something. So if I am going on a holiday trip, then I can label that here. I can say I am traveling, and then it is going to keep everything related to that trip, no matter if I'm asking it for directions or the best hotels. It is going to save everything under a project, so I don't have to come and try to chase down 10 different chats if I'm just looking for everything about my holiday trip. Under GPTs, these are connections that we can make. So I have Canva attached to my ChatGPT essentially, so that if I want to ask ChatGPT to create a Canva template for me, it will actually be able to do that. There are tons of other things you can connect to here. For example, video AI, so it'll create AI videos for you. This one will help you with research. If you're doing a lot of traveling, you can help connect it to Expedia. This will just improve and make your experience a lot more efficient and effective if you are really trying to do something specific inside of here. If there is a specific GPT that you are trying to use, say you want to detail your trip plans and use the Expedia one, then we can click on that. It is going going to explain and give you some ideas of what this specific GPT is set to search for and set to help you with. And then you can start a chat immediately within it. For example, if I jump to my Canva one, this is specifically trying to read and connect to Canva. So I'm going to have a better experience using it here than trying to come into a completely new chat. Down in the bottom left, you're going to have your profile picture, and it'll let you know if you have the free version or the paid version. If you do have free, it'll prompt you to upgrade. But when you click on that, you can get to all of your different settings here. Now, the biggest thing I want to touch on with the settings is going to be the personalization. This is how you are going to get ChatGPT to talk to you and interact with you initially the way you would like it to. It's also going to make sure I don't have to give chat as much of a preface of information because it's already going to know a base set of information about me. So here, my base style and tone, I always want it to talk to me in a friendly way. I want the tone and style of everything it gives back to me to be friendly. I also added custom instructions in here. So I said I want this to be the name I'm addressed with, and I specifically not only want a friendly tone, but I want the tone to be fun and bubbly. So if you have additional ways you would like your chat to talk with you, you can add that into your custom instructions. And then under About You, you can say if you have a nickname, what your work is, and you can give it an entire bio about yourself so that it knows this information and I'm not constantly having to feed it. When I ask it a question, it's already going to know this information about myself. And then down here, you can say how you want that to save. So I do want my chat to be able to look into other chats so that if it's pulling information from something else I've done, that is okay. You can turn that on or off. And same thing with memories. So you can tell ChatGPT to save something as a memory. And that way, when you're needing it again, if you need to reference that, it is saved inside of ChatGPT's memory, and ChatGPT can access that content again. And then if I am in a completely new chat, something that's going to be important is this plus button right here. You can also use this little microphone to speak to text. If you would rather speak to ChatGPT than type, that is an option. Or you can use voice mode and actually speak back and forth with ChatGPT. Again, this one's just going to be talk to text. You speak, it writes it, and then use voice mode is going to be an actual voice chat that you're using. Now with this plus over here, we can add additional things to our questions. If I'm asking it to build a plan for me, but I have a file where I've already started the outline of that plan, or I have a reference file from another agent, then I can upload that file into here and ask it to base its information off of the file. Also, when you are using ChatGPT, I do recommend you change its type. So you're going to see these different options right here. If you are asking it to do deep research, you're trying to do a research paper, go ahead and switch it to deep research. If you're trying to really study something, if you just want to throw ideas out there and use this as a sounding board, you can also create images. So if you're going to have it trying to create something for you, then switch it to create image. It's just going to make ChatGPT work a little bit more effectively for your ultimate end goal. That's going to be your quick getting started points. Now there's so much more we can say when we are discussing ChatGPT and different large language models. The best thing I can say to start looking into would be how to correctly prompt ChatGPT. The way you ask for information is incredibly important for the information you are trying to get back. So the only way you can get better at using these AI language models is by learning how to prompt them correctly. So I would say that should be your next endeavor, but next week I will be back to show you guys a different large language model that you can utilize in your business. Thanks so much for tuning in.